Donald Trump is getting schooled and smacked down by California Governor Gavin Newsom, who is asserting the moral authority and moral clarity that is so needed right now. Governor Newsom calling out Donald Trump for his desecration of the White House. Governor Newsom says Donald Trump's priorities: bulldozing the White House, check; reopening the government, negative. That's in response to the Washington Post story about how the White House is being absolutely demolished by bulldozers right now. Governor Newsom posts the following: thanks to Donald Trump and his MAGA lapdogs in Congress, the government shutdown is going to deprive millions of Californians in need of their November food benefits. It's long past time for the GOP to grow a spine, stand up to Trump, and stop endangering people's lives. Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans control all branches of government. They refuse to extend the Affordable Care Act subsidies, and they refuse to protect people's Medicaid, and they are shutting the government down to take away the health care of millions of people and also to hide the Epstein files and try not to swear in Adelita Grijalva, who, by the way, just filed a lawsuit against MAGA Mike Johnson. Governor Newsom then posts the following AI photo of Donald Trump on a literal wrecking ball going into the White House. Even though it's AI, it's not much different from what's actually taking place as Donald Trump literally bulldozes and destroys the entire East Wing of the White House. Governor Newsom writes, it's been 12 years, 1 month, and 11 days since Miley Cyrus dropped the music video for Wrecking Ball. Also, as groceries and particularly beef prices hit record highs right now in the United States. Remember, Donald Trump said on day one, I'll make things more affordable. Things right now are less affordable than they've ever been in history. American families are struggling. Governor Newsom posts, beef prices hit record high, and Governor Newsom made the following video. Play this clip.
It's a very big, fluffy bun.
Where's the beef?
Some hamburger places give you a lot less beef on a lot of bun.
Where's the beef?
In response to Donald Trump's rapid response account called Trump War Room, posting images of Donald Trump serving food at a McDonald's in Pennsylvania, Governor Newsom posted the real photo of what Donald Trump looked like. You see Donald Trump there. Clearly, you see for yourself the way Donald Trump looks. I'll just leave it at that. Governor Newsom then posts the following: Trump's latest scheme: flood the U.S. market with Argentinian beef, devastate American ranchers fighting for survival as herds hit 75-year lows. Also, it should be noted, 77 American cattle producers a day are going out of business. And Donald Trump's response is, let's bail out Argentina and give them $40 billion because they're run by a MAGA puppet, Javier Milei, who Donald Trump wants to push all this money out to also bail out MAGA investors in Argentina, and then also say that we'll now get our beef from Argentina, even though they're suffering from a massive outbreak of foot and mouth disease there, potentially killing the American people. Governor Newsom goes on to say Trump is propping up foreign producers at the expense of American jobs, families, and farms. Trump's plan to import Argentine beef has one clear outcome: crash U.S. ranchers and depress local markets while doing nothing to actually lower the price of groceries. Governor Newsom then, you see, it's rapid fire. Post, fact check. That's how you have to do it. And Trump is not used to this. He's not used to somebody standing up to him the way Governor Newsom is. Governor Newsom posts the Trump effect. And then this Wall Street Journal article: grocery prices keep rising. Frustrated consumers are trying to adapt. Record beef prices and coffee that cost $1 more per pound since May have shoppers cutting back on some foods and stockpiling others. The way I described it, I don't know if you've had this experience, but like when you go to the register after shopping at the supermarket and they, scan all of the food and it goes beep, beep, beep. I'm watching the register and I'm like, oh my God, it didn't cost that much. Oh my God. And then the beep, 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 it starts sounding like the hospital. beep, 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 beep. Like that's kind of the way it starts to look. And then I'll go and ask the cashier, like, can I not get that? And can I not get that? And can I not get that? I'm not sure if you've had the same experience, but the cashier says they get that all the time right now. And they'll like have to take back food because it's ridiculously expensive right now. Governor Newsom posts the following. So the young Republicans of Texas are all in their support of the young Republicans of New York with those horrifically heinous and racist and misogynistic and those disgusting posts that Politico unearthed, those Texans. I can't even describe how vile it is. And the young Republicans of Texas were asked by someone, have you denounced the young Republicans exposed by Politico? And the young Republicans of Texas respond, nope, and we're not going to. It's that easy. Like they think it's funny to say the type of things that the young Republicans in New York said. That's just who the Republican Party has become today. Governor Newsom responds, J.D. Vance, the vice president, showed them how it's done. And they're taking notes. Look, starting a new business can be intimidating. I get it. MeidasTouch Network was not built overnight. You need the tools to help you engage in the day-to-day tasks, the growth. And so it's why we use Shopify. It made things easy for us. And I think you should use Shopify too. So Shopify is a commerce platform. It is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the United States. From household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands like the MeidasTouch Network. Get started with your own design studio with hundreds of ready-to-use templates. Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand style, accelerate your content creation. Shopify is packed with helpful AI tools that write product descriptions, page headlines, and even enhance your product photography. Get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you. Even if you don't, easily create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling to the MeidasTouch Network. And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert. And with its world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond, you can count on Shopify. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. So turn your big business idea into boom, boom, boom with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/Meidas. Go to shopify.com/Meidas. One more time. That's shopify.com/Meidas. This is the message of how these MAGA, like J.D. Vance is a freaking weirdo. Like he's a weird guy. He's changed his identities multiple times. He's changed his name 3 times. First, when he grew up, he said he was a gay man. And then he said that he just thought he was gay and he's not gay and he's anti-gay. And then he said that he was anti-Trump and then he's pro-Trump. And all throughout, then he's like, oh, I'm actually from Appalachia, but you're not. You were from the suburbs of Cincinnati. Multiple fake identities, like fake personalities. Everything about the guy's fake. And this is the message that they're sending to young men to behave this way. I mean, that's freaking sick. I'm a professor for undergrad and law school when I'm not doing this MeidasTouch stuff. And I think I make it a point to be a positive role model just out there in general. But like freaking these MAGA men are a bunch of freaking weirdos saying the weirdest stuff to young men. I'm always going to call that out. I like that Governor Newsom's calling that out too. Just that just bizarre behavior. Governor Newsom also posts, today Californians join millions nationwide. This was right after No Kings to say loud and clear, no to authoritarianism, no to assaulting our democracy, no to censorship and fear, no to hate and division, no to corruption and cruelty, no to kings, yes to government by and for the people. Governor Newsom responded to our post showing Donald Trump bulldozing the East Wing of the White House, demolishing portions of the White House to build a $250 million golden ballroom paid for by we don't even know who right now because there's zero transparency. Governor Newsom responds, ripping apart the White House just like he's ripping apart the Constitution. Governor Newsom then posts a photo of what the demolition of the White House looked like as of yesterday. And Newsom goes, Donald Trump doesn't want you to see this picture. He's literally destroying the White House. And I just want to show you, because this is what I've always wanted to see in the Democratic Party in general, or just in general, fact checking these MAGA idiots in real time. So Governor Newsom posts the following stat after Dan Bongino, the podcaster turned deputy director of the FBI, started talking about, oh, we're going to invade San Francisco. It's the most violent it's ever been. So Governor Newsom posts this article from the San Francisco Chronicle. San Francisco's homicide rate is on track to be the lowest since the 1950s. So then MAGA Deputy FBI Director Bongino says, you're welcome, Governor. You should know that it's because the president instructed us as soon as we entered on duty to work with state and local law enforcement to crush violent crime. So we did it, Newsom. Then Governor Newsom, bam, instantly fact checks Bongino and says, fact check. Donald Trump wasn't even in office when the crime started hitting historic lows. Podcaster Dan has no idea what's going on. And then Governor Newsom links to the data. San Francisco sees historic drop in violent crime in 2024. In response to the Trump regime and Donald Trump's threats to invade San Francisco with the United States military, as Donald Trump has invaded Chicago and Portland, Governor Newsom says the following. Deploying troops in our cities with no justification grounded in reality, no oversight, no accountability, and no respect for state sovereignty is a direct assault on the rule of law. If Donald Trump invades our state again, California will sue immediately. Governor Newsom further responds to Donald Trump talking about potentially invoking the Insurrection Act as a grounds for invading San Francisco, or Donald Trump just saying we're going to invade San Francisco there next. Governor Newsom says, sending troops to San Francisco, do it and we'll sue. We don't bow to kings. We defend the Constitution. Newsom then writes, Donald Trump is sending soldiers into American cities. Federal agents are acting on Donald Trump and Stephen Miller's agenda, disappearing loved ones and taking away our due process, trampling on the rights generations of Americans fought to secure. That's Trump's America. And then in response to Governor Newsom likely saving people's lives in California by shutting down the I-5 when it became clear that the Trump regime was lying and that they were actually going to shoot the live munitions over the highway and then into Camp Pendleton. And then we learned that one of those munitions blew up prematurely. Shrapnel went everywhere all over the highway. And fortunately, the highway was shut down. Otherwise, lots of people could have died. And our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, goes, shouldn't J.D. Vance say thank you to Gavin for saving lives during his TikTok filming session? And they did that in San Diego over the I-5, shooting live missiles because J.D. Vance wanted a frickin' TikTok. And then Governor Newsom goes, he's too busy with the couch. He's too busy with the couch. Then I just want to show you this as well, because on state regime media known as Fox, they were absolutely losing it over Governor Newsom pushing back. Here you have Greg Gutfeld attacking Governor Newsom. Play this clip.
I think the part of it is that he knows he's not getting props for his effectiveness, for the things that he's done. So he has to kind of resort to this spotlight chasing. He's pretending that he's like this scrappy underdog, but he really is an elite overdog that hasn't done anything of any difference or value for California. So he has to pick fights.
And shout out to Jessica Tarlov on Fox. Here's what she had to say about Governor Newsom. Here, play this clip.
Listen, they're just playing around. I think it's totally fine and kind of innocuous at this point. You know, Rogan has pulled a lot of comedians to the Austin area. Some of them don't like it as much as they expected to. Shane Gillis was very funny about it, how he had a blackout for 3 days. And he's like, I left New York City for this. But, you know, the economy did go from, in California, it was the 6th biggest in the world for Gavin Newsom, and now it's the 4th biggest, which does seem like a change in the positive direction. And I can't do the imitation of his voice like Rogan, but yeah, Fortune 500 companies are headquartered there. Is the weather part of it? Sure. Can you get top talent to want to come and live in a lot of places across California? Sure. Are there issues? Homelessness, crime? Yes. Is it getting better, trending in the right direction? for sure. So I think, Gavin Newsom, you've had him on. He did that debate with DeSantis on Sean's show. He can defend himself pretty well. People, I think, underestimate how wonky he is, and he always has a stat for it. So, if Rogan wants to have the conversation, great.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. I want to get to 6 million subscribers, and thanks so much, and great work to Governor Newsom there. New Meidas merch. Head to store.meidastouch.com today and get yourself the best pro-democracy gear and show your support. That's store.meidastouch.com.